And is this the same story around the world? We know Paul is a traveller. He's been to UK, particularly Glasgow, with the method. So let's just have a few clips of Glasgow and what's happening over there.
Firstly, I'd like to welcome you all to the 3rd International Buteyko Conference. I'm very pleased that we're having here in Glasgow, and I'm delighted we're having it in the Thistle Hotel, because 9 years ago this is where I was taught Buteyko for my own asthma, upstairs in one of the suites here by Alexander Stomatsky.
There's something really exciting actually happening in Glasgow right now. Buteyko has now been formally included in the school curriculum for a region of schools in Glasgow. They actually learn it in the classroom as part of their actual curriculum. It's a really exciting project, and it's actually been featured on the BBC News.
There are currently 100,000 children receiving treatment for asthma in Scotland. This country has one of the highest rates of the condition in the world.
And it has a big impact on education, with many asthmatics missing weeks at school because of their illness. But in West Dunbartonshire, they've taken an unusual step to tackle the problem, and they're reporting remarkable success. Raymond Buchanan has more.
This is a school lesson with a difference. Its subject isn't physics or chemistry, but breathing.
Remember, when you're over-breathing, your lungs get full of air, so they get really full of air so that you can't get a good exchange, and that dilutes your carbon dioxide.
These pupils suffer from asthma and are practising an alternative method called Buteyko.
Carbon dioxide has been too low, which means we've got too much air in our lungs, and that alters the concentration of the gases in our body.
It's believed by helping control their breathing, they can improve their condition.
What it does is bring the minute volume for each individual back to normal, and what that does is remove the symptoms of conditions like asthma, allergies, hay fever and sleep apnea. We're teaching it to the children in school because that prevents them having exacerbations later on in life and gives them better health.
And to these students, it's made a huge difference.
When I started doing Buteyko, I took the latency inhaler and I only need to take one puff, so it's made a big difference.
Buteyko's helped me because my asthma's reduced and I know how to do the steps.
I need to control my breathing when I've been running about and get out of breath really badly, and I don't need to use my inhaler as much as I used to have to.
Hold your breath, pinch your nose and go.
Pupils regularly test the amount of steps they can take whilst holding their breath. Many have seen dramatic improvements, but how much faith should asthmatics have in this method?
Some people with asthma tell us that Buteyko really helps them to control their asthma and control their symptoms. Medical research is split. Some research does suggest that Buteyko does help symptoms, but other research suggests that it doesn't actually impact on the underlying condition.
Go.
Back at school, the pupils are now leading their own Buteyko classes, and the head teacher reports increased attendance and concentration. Raymond Buchanan, reporting Scotland.
Sport coming up in a moment.
How's that? Quiet kids and calm children. Now, Jill, how did all this happen? You're in the schools. You won 2 national awards in the UK in 2001 and 2002 for your work. For those that have not seen the scene, let's just look at the award presentations of our very special guest Jill McGowan from Glasgow, and then I'll ask Jill to answer.